Phase 3, Day 2. Here we go. 9:30 a.m. Tuesday. You know what that means. It is time for SIEDC Live. My name is Todd Bivona from Gotham Trinity Productions, the digital media ambassador for the Staten Island Economic Development Corporation. I always love saying that name. Good to see everyone. Hope everyone's doing all right. Hope you had a great 4th of July weekend. Had some pretty awesome weather this weekend. And we had tons of sun, clear skies, fireworks all over the city, perhaps excessively so, but that's neither here nor there. We're celebrating our Independence Day. So I hope everyone had a safe, fun, healthy weekend. But yeah, let's get back to the lead headline here. Is we are in Day 2 of Phase 3 in New York City in the reopening, rebuilding, resiliency. I just used that from the SIEDC's coining their term. Getting back to whatever normal might mean, or this temporary normal, whatever you want to call it. Nail salons, barbershops, a lot of other businesses, in-person services, massage parlors, things like that, back in business. And if you're an SIEDC member watching this or rewatching this later on, that might mean you, or that might mean you increased capacity in your business and you're operating a little bit more on a normal scale as far as accepting business in person, or maybe you're just noticing people want to get out more. Certainly people have been to the beaches and whatnot, so this could mean a good thing for you and your business if you are part of the SIEDC. But of course, as we have for the past, I don't know how many weeks this is, it feels like 130, we've been doing this show, episode 1002. This is open to all, even non-members. SIEDC was gracious enough throughout quarantine, March, April, May, and June, offering services, offering information, offering assistance to businesses who might need it. And that was key. And that was key for a lot of businesses to reach out when it came to those loans that I hate saying, the PPP loans. They shared PPE, protective equipment. I know Jay Williams was at the Chocolatier handing out PPE a few weeks ago, which again, greatly appreciated. All the steps that are necessary for all your businesses in order to thrive again and open again safely, with all the guidelines set forth by the CDC governing bodies, they were shared with you via the SIEDC. How do you get bounced back? What type of PPE do you need? Masks, mandating mask on your grounds, having hand sanitizer everywhere, the Clorox wipe, wiping down workstations seems to be very important for a lot of businesses in the SIEDC, anyone who works in an office setting or whatnot. So it's been quite a ride for the past few months. Glad that you've been joining with us every Tuesday, Thursday morning at 9:30 a.m. So once again, thanks so much for joining us here on SIEDC Live. We normally have Jaclyn Taschetti, Director of Marketing and Outreach from the SIEDC, on this program just to go over some news and notes and see what's going on. Today, we are absolutely thrilled and honored and privileged to have Bobby Annenson joining us from the SIEDC. Bobby is going to share with us just a couple of notes of what's going on in the SIEDC world. Bobby, how are you, pal?
Good morning, Todd. Good morning. Thanks for having me.
It's an honor, pal. Oh. Hey, Bobby, you guys are kind of back in the you're at the office right now, right, sir?
I am in my office. I have to get some paintings or something for my wall because it's a little boring behind me, but I got to get something like you have.
You need a map. That's all you need. You just need a map. It's flat, it's generic, but you know what? They're inexpensive and it'll work for you, Bobby. So
I'll have to look into a map, then that's fine.
Maybe we'll get you some Gotham Trinity a bat logo in the background or something.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But yes, I'm back in the office. It's been about 2 weeks we've been back in the office. We're staggered schedules a little bit, so not in the office every day, but it's been nice to be able to get a little normalcy back. Traveling to the office has been nice, even though it's starting a little traffic this morning, but that's okay, which is nice. Nice to see some cars on the road. So it's been good. It's been nice to be back here.
How has it felt, Bobby, to be back? I mean, obviously, I know you guys are adhering to strict guidelines, as I mentioned. I remember Jackie saying, if you close your door, you can have your mask off. If your door is open, mask on. Everyone's 6 feet apart. There's only one person per pretty much office, I believe. Bobby, correct if I'm wrong, but
correct.
Have you felt comfortable? How has it been being in an office setting? I think that's important for members to know what employees are feeling like in the office place.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, a lot of different changes coming up here with the mask, like you said. I have spray bottles everywhere, spray bottle over here, just to make sure that we always have hand sanitizer in front of us, make sure we can always clean in our desk. And we have plenty of masks to go around. As you mentioned before, Jay Anderson has been handing out all of the masks. So if there's anybody that still needs some, within the Staten Island community, please reach out to myself. I can get you in touch with Jay if you would like. But it's been great. I feel very comfortable here in the office. We have plenty of things to make sure that we are safe and practicing social distancing. So it's been good. Honestly, I feel safe, and it's excited to be back.
Yeah, and again, while meetings might be at a bare minimum and whatnot, still's doing Zoom. We're all doing Zoom. Mm-hmm. Heck, this show's still going on because we can't all be. We can't join Ann Colangelo at her office there, where she said she was. What street was it? She's on
Wild Avenue.
Wild Avenue. I mean, we can't join her in her office. We have to be smart about this, right, Bobby? Correct. So we can't do that. You have a quick note. Yeah. Well, first, Vinny Bonomi has a quick note. A fellow. Speaking of Ann Colangelo, member of the Bucks. We support everybody here. Vinny Bonomi, a fellow SIEDC member, a fellow Buck, chimes in. Bobby, regarding your background, self-adhesive wall photos. We do them too.
I should get one of Todd, maybe, Vinny. Maybe you can get one with Todd's big face behind me. Maybe I'll do that, Vinny.
Just get my face, or maybe you should flank yourself. Get a Vinny's fotch over here and my fotch over there, and then Graziuso could be way up top there.
I'm sure Caesar would love that logo.
Office, so, oh, of course he would. Quentin Tarantino, he loves a good laugh. Anyway, you had one quick note you wanted to share with the SIEDC members and our viewers. And add anything else that you want to add there, Bobby, from the SIEDC camp. Go ahead.
Definitely. So I appreciate it. So yeah, our first big event that's going to be in person. It's going to be our chairman's golf outing, which is Thursday, September 10th at the Atlantic City Country Club. So that's going to be our first big event. Like I said, in person, a nice golf outing. Hopefully we have some nice weather. But if anybody does have any questions, or if anybody is interested, our spaces are limited right now. Obviously, it's a little bit different this year in terms of the amount of people. But if anybody is interested, please reach out to me. If you are a business council member or a cabinet member or on our board of directors, you get a ticket into our outing. So yeah, definitely. If you could reach out to me. As Todd put my email on the screen here, that would be great. We'd love to have you out there, and it'll be nice to see everybody out at the Atlantic City Country Club on Thursday, September 10th.
That I can't wait. I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
Very excited for it. That'll be my first one, so I've heard good things about that day, so I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, okay, cool. Listen, it's only Gotham's second one. We did a little video coverage last year. It was a great time. Everyone looked like they're having a good time, no matter the skill level. I think that's kind of that's important to note, because we are no Tiger Woods, we are no Phil Mickelson, we are no Sergio Garcia. So we just have a bunch of guys swinging to their heart's content, having a good time. There was great food and drink provided. It's a beautiful venue. And if there is any socially distant sport, by golly, it's freaking golf. And I just said by golly. All right, Bobby. Without further ado, if you have nothing further, Bobby.
I'm good. Let's get to Ann.
So let's get to the Director of Sales Marketing at Fairfield Inn Suites by Marriott. Ann, good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Oh, great to have you on here. And so let's just get a general introduction to you and what you do, and tell us. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory, Fairfield Inn Suites by Marriott, but you know what? Explain it anyway and tell us where you guys are located. Go ahead, Ann.
Okay, we're located at 290 Wild Avenue, right off the West Shore Expressway, and we are the first Marriott in Staten Island. We've been Marriott now for a little over a year, and I'm the director of sales here. I do all the group sales, corporate sales, and any other sales you can think of. It's all me. And, we're doing great. We're happy to be here. And I don't know what else you want me to tell you. That's pretty much it.
That's great. Oh, hey, listen, that's an intro for you. I mean, that's what we want to know. So, Ann, let's go to quarantine hitting. We ask everyone who joins us here on SIEDC Live the same question. It always yields different results, hence why we ask it. Tell us, quarantine hits, and ironically enough for you, that didn't mean much.
No,
talk to me about what when quarantine hit, what that meant for you and your business.
Okay. Well, the first day that quarantine hit, we were told that we were essential business and that we could stay open, which, was good news for everybody because right away everybody started worrying about losing their jobs. And it took about a day or two to get that, to get word that we actually were essential. But we are, and we've been open the whole time. We have not missed a day. Nobody's missed a day. Everybody's been here, and it's been going pretty good. Everybody stayed safe. We haven't had anybody get sick. We take all the precautions that we have to take. Of course, business is completely different now. I had an amazing amount of groups on the books, and they all canceled. So it's been a different situation trying to get business into the hotel. We started out a little slow, but then things ramped up. We started getting the other essential workers in. We were working with Northwell Health for Staten Island University Hospital for about a month and a half, housing their nurses and doctors that didn't want to go home and bring the virus home to their families. So they were staying here with us. So it was a little bit of a challenge because, we had to change a lot of things in order to stay safe. We put up a plexiglass barrier at the front desk. We started making everything no contact. When they return their keys, they put it in a bucket that sanitizes them right away. And then, we recycle them back in after that. We sanitize the lobby and all the common spaces every hour. We have somebody out there, cleaning doorknobs, mopping the floor, the plexiglass barrier, the windows, everything. And we had to change our housekeeping a bit because, in hotels, you get housekeeping every day. Well, we had to change that. So now they get housekeeping once a week. So if they're here more than a week, then, they'll get the housekeeping. If they're only here a day or two, they don't. But most people understand and they're okay with it because, they don't want people coming into their rooms, especially the ones who were, we did have some people who were quarantining here at the hotel. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, so, it's been different, but we've made it work. We've been averaging, close to 70% occupancy throughout this whole time, which is kind of amazing, considering that we do not have a city contract in here where a couple of the other hotels on the island do. And so that's keeping them going. We decided not to do that because of the fact that we were working with Northwell and we didn't want, to jeopardize that relationship. So we didn't take a city contract in here. And, but, it's been fine. I mean, everything has been working out. And, we try, all the hotels on the island, though, we do try to work together. We try to, help out each other and make sure that we're all okay. So it's a good relationship.
Yeah, and you need that. So, and good to hear that it's kind of been business as usual. Obviously, some tweaks to how you do business, but as far as a steady stream of clients, barring obviously, as you first mentioned, some cancellations, of course. And I wanted you to mention a little bit during quarantine, specifically at the height of the pandemic locally on Staten Island, New York City, you are housing essential workers. Is that correct? And talk a little bit about how that worked.
Yeah, as I said, we were working with Northwell Health, and all of their doctors and nurses that didn't want to go home and bring the virus home to their families would come and stay with us. They were here for a month and a half. I think they gave them 14 days at a time that they could stay here. Northwell paid for the whole thing, which was very nice of them. And, we had them coming in and out, and we all managed to stay safe. That was the amazing part of it. Nobody at the hotel got sick, none of the employees, which is great. And to me, that shows that now that this city is opening up again and people are going back to work and they're nervous about, going back to work and getting sick, that if you do it the right way, you won't. You just have to keep everything going. When I leave my office, I have my mask. I put my mask on, and, anytime I'm in the common area of the hotel, everybody wears a mask. We have a sign that on the door, and you just have to take the precautions, and make sure that you're washing your hands, and you have your wipes, your sanitary wipes around, and it works. It works if you do it right. That's so
Correct.
People really shouldn't be scared about going back to work. As long as
Right.
you do the right thing, you'll be fine.
Yeah, and like Bobby said, with the staff at SIEDC that's been back in waves, not everyone goes to the office at once. He feels comfortable.
Yeah.
Excuse me, and I'm sure, and you and your colleagues feel comfortable as long as you take the necessary precautions. Everything feels okay. And what's been the reaction from the guests? The guests also at ease? Do they feel comfortable? Have they expressed concerns and whatnot, or is it just everyone gets it, Ann?
I think at this point, everybody gets it. In the beginning, it was, we did have the occasional guest that came in and said, "What do you mean you're not cleaning my room? I want my room cleaned. What am I paying you for?" Stuff like that. But once you explain the situation to them, they understand, and it all works out in the end. We tell our guests that, if you really want your room cleaned, we will do it. So just let us know the day before. We'll make arrangements for housekeeping to come in and clean your room. And it's been working out nicely.
Good. And I have more of a business sales marketing related question, since that is your role. What did that mean for you in that regards during quarantine? What did you have to change your approach to what you do specifically, sales and marketing perspective? Obviously, your target was Northwell, but on the whole, trying to forecast what's going to happen when we all have no idea what's going on in the future. Before we came on today, we said, hey, we'll see how Bobby said, we'll see how tomorrow goes. We'll see how next week goes. We have no idea. What did your role and how did it change? Was it a lot of, I don't know, I'm just throwing it out there. You tell me, emails, texts, were you doing digital? Yeah. What was your approach from a sales marketing perspective dealing with Fairfield Inn Suites?
Well, I have to say, we have a great management company here. We're managed by Prestige Hospitality, which is located up in Albany. But we have had regional meetings, regional calls. We were doing it every single day with the other hotels in our region. There are 11 hotels in our region. And we would meet, all the directors of sales and the general managers would meet every day at 4:00 and discuss what was going on so that we could trade ideas, and and also our VP of sales and marketing was a big help. Like, she put out a lot of information on, like, who to contact, just a lot of ideas. Like, everybody threw the ideas around, but she came up with a lot of great ideas. And in the beginning, for the first week or two, I was just constantly sending emails on the phone, trying to get in touch with whoever I could that would have business for us related to either essential workers or anything having to do with medical. We had the National Guard here for a while in the very beginning. And, anything that we could get in touch with who might have business for us. It was just constant researching and getting out there, getting our name out there, calling people up and sending emails. And that, it helped because it kept us going. That's how we got Northwell. And, we were able, in fact, of our hotels, 11 hotels in the region, we were the only hotel out of all of those hotels that was averaging over 50% occupancy every night. Wow. The others were suffering. A lot of them do a lot of corporate business, and all that corporate business wasn't happening because people aren't traveling. So, they were struggling. They were struggling with 20 and 30% occupancy if they could get that much. I mean, we would go on the calls and some of the hotels would be saying, we had a great day today. We did 35% occupancy. And my manager and I would look at each other and say, we're at 75%. What's going on here? but
Right.
It was good. It was a good thing. We're not complaining. We're happy that we were able to help and that we were here. And now that it's coming to an end, we hope it's coming to an end. We don't know that. But still, business is not going back to normal because people aren't traveling. And
correct.
We have a heavy group business at this hotel. I do tour and travel business with groups coming from India, and they're not traveling. So they canceled I'd say about 25 groups on me. We also house the Staten Island Yankees here every year.
Oh,
and
that's right.
Yep, and that season has been canceled. We were hanging in there until last week when it was officially announced.
Okay, yeah.
But there was a lot that what happens is when the business goes and if they cancel, then it's like, okay, what are you going to get to replace it? And there's not that much out there that we can replace. I mean, even weddings, we do a lot of weddings on the weekends, and all the weddings are all postponing or canceling. Correct. So it's been a challenge. The group business is still a challenge. I have some little tournaments that are keeping me going, that I have my thing coming in. They have canceled a few already, but they seem to say that come the end of July on, they'll be okay. So we're hoping that, when schools go back, if schools go back in September, the colleges, we do a lot of that business as well, the college sports teams and stuff like that. So we're hoping, but we don't know. Everything is the unknown right now. This
wait and see.
Something different for us, and we just, take it a day at a time. And
I was going to add, I have a digital media question because obviously, as I introduced myself, I'm the digital media ambassador for the SIEDC. But before I get to that, I want to follow up what you said just there. There's things that could happen, and they could happen out of nowhere. And you could get an email right now saying this tournament has approved, and they're getting everyone together. They're coming next Wednesday, or they're coming Monday, or whatnot. And are you guys are ready, so to speak? Like you guys have the space for if a large conference says.
No, we don't do conferences here. We don't have conference space. So I
would say if India decides, if someone decides, hey, let's fly in and we have big, I want to stay at Fairfield Inn, you have the capacity to do that. You're ready to go.
We do.
Okay.
We like I said, it's been business as usual here, so we're ready for whatever happens. They want to come tonight, we're ready. Anybody out there want to come tonight? Give me a call.
Perfect. There you go. And like I said, a digital media question for you when it comes to sales and marketing sides of things. Curious what your approach was pre-COVID. What the digital space meant to you, specifically the social media space. Like email marketing and whatnot. And now, how has that changed at all? And what do you think the marketing sales side of things are going to look moving forward when it comes to digital media, Ann?
I think it's going to mean a lot more going forward because I think, everybody's going to want to get out there and get their name out there. So that's one of the things that we've been discussing actually in the last couple of weeks about, making our digital footprint a little bit bigger and getting out there and, letting people know what's going on here because, we do the Facebook thing and, Instagram and that kind of stuff, but nothing major, Marriott does a lot of it for us, which is a good thing. So, but ourselves, we're looking to make a bigger impact as far as digital marketing is concerned.
So I actually am a Marriott member myself. I've been blessed to be traveling quite a bit. I'm a Marriott member. Bonvoy, actually.
Yes,
sorry.
Of course, Bonvoy. Marriott
Bonvoy. I love it, by the way. So I've been getting all the emails from Marriott, and they've been very informative, to be quite frank, of what my membership means moving forward. Keeping status for instance, and all that kind of thing. Well, my question to you is, Ann, I mean, so you're saying there's a desire to kind of personalize the message from Fairfield Inn Suites by Marriott, Staten Island, to the community? Is that what you'd like to focus your efforts on a little bit more? Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And how about I this is a shameless plug, pretty much, but from the video perspective, you said Facebook, Instagram, and whatnot. Is there a desire to, I don't know, and do a virtual tour of what it means to go to Fairfield Inn Suites these days, and go through the process as it is, or just to showcase what you do have and how you're still functioning? Does video drive you from a sales marketing perspective? Again, it's a shameless plug because that's what we do, but still, it's important to you from marketing perspective. Isn't that right, Ann?
Yeah, yes, and it is something that we have been discussing. So, it may happen. I'll keep you in mind.
Okay. So there you go. So I had to throw it out there.
No, that's
but to be fair, Ann, and I ask it, and it doesn't come from a selfish side, because we're very curious to see what the trends are. And I feel like someone like yourself, you see what other hotels are doing throughout the country. What is the Marriott brand doing throughout the country? In fact, oftentimes in the national emails, there's a link, and what's in that link? An embedded video. And whether that embedded video is a general promotion where someone's traveling the world, well, why not you, Ann? And why not you sending a personalized email to people who used to come with a video about the great experience that you had at Fairfield Inn, and little promotion saying we're still here for you at Fairfield Inn Suites, and there's a personalized message. And that's true for all businesses, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
And would you agree that most businesses are rethinking their digital footprint at this time?
Absolutely. I think that's foremost for most people right now, because that's the way it's going, and that's the way to get out there in front of everybody. So,
and I think we have a loyal viewer, Matthew Aiello, has been asking, and you've kind of touched on this. So, but I just want to show that we're addressing this this young man. Has there been a lot of people going to the hotel still? I guess in a general aspect, and I guess we mentioned first responders. You mentioned you got a baseball camp coming up, whatever it was. Do you have other people just stopping by the hotel and just seeing if you guys are open, or you're fielding phone calls?
Yeah, absolutely. And in fact, we have what we call a short booking window here. We pick up within like 3 days. Like we could show 50% occupancy on Monday, and then on Wednesday we're at 80-90%. We pick up like 10-15 rooms a day just from people coming in. So yeah, definitely. We pick up a lot right in the end.
Good.
It makes it kind of hard to forecast things, but that's what we do.
Right. Yeah. Who knows what's going to happen? We said that before we chatted. We would talk with Bobby Annenson before about we're day by day, and that's all we got. All right, and we're coming up on the 10 o'clock mark. Let's end it like this. And you've been working throughout this whole quarantine. It's been business as normal, obviously, with a couple of adjustments. Good morning, Mike Bloomfield. What does it mean for you, and what's a positive takeaway from this whole experience the past few months, and adjusting what you do from a marketing and sales perspective, and just in general, what's a positive takeaway, a silver lining out of all of this for you personally and or the business?
For me personally, it's just the fact that we can do it, and that other businesses can do it as well. That you can stay safe as long as you do what you have to do, and get out there and get your business open, get people back to work, because I think that a lot of people are going to appreciate their jobs a lot more after this, because how everybody was like, oh, I got to go to work, but now they want to go to work, and I think it's a good thing. And as far as business is concerned, the silver lining for us is that we were able to do it, that we were able to continue to work throughout the whole thing, keep everybody safe, and still do a good amount of business. We didn't suffer as far as, occupancy, like a lot of other hotels. We didn't have to close. A lot of hotels just couldn't stay open because there was no business. So
Right.
we were able to find the business and to keep it going. And we're looking forward to getting back somewhat to normal. I'm looking forward to my weddings coming back, my groups coming back. And in the meantime, we'll do whatever we have to do to make it work. And that's been our mantra through this whole thing is we'll make it work.
Excellent. And I think you've been doing a great job, Ann. It's so great to hear from you. So great to hear things have been going well and you're staying the course and staying positive, as you said, looking forward to some more business in the future. Ann Colangelo, Director of Sales Marketing at Fairfield Inn Suites by Marriott. Thank you so much for the time today, Ann.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you having me on.
All right. Really appreciate having her with us today. Great having you joining us on YouTube. Those of you tuning in to the Gotham Trinity Productions YouTube tape, certainly appreciate it. Our #1 fan, Matthew Weil, great to have you on. As always, Mike Bloomfield, hello. Vinny Bonomi, hello. And to everyone else that will tune in later on. Thanks for watching this program. This is SIEDC Live, the July 7th edition, Tuesday. We're coming up on 10:01, so I think that'll about wrap it up. Once again, thanks to Ann Colangelo. Appreciate her coming on today and appreciate you watching, as we mentioned. Be sure to log on to SIEDC.org. It's been an excellent source throughout this pandemic, quarantine, and understanding the necessary steps you need to take in order to reopen your business, whatever that might mean for you, regarding PPE equipment availability, regarding PPP loans and all that stuff, or the distribution of. We talked about Jay Anderson offering that out at Chocolatier a few weeks ago. So once again, happy phase 3, everyone. This is day 2 of phase 3. It means a lot of SIEDC businesses are now open, not full business, but for the most part, able to have a lot more customers on site. So good luck to everyone. I really appreciate you tuning in. Once again, my name is Todd Bivona, Gotham Trinity Productions. Appreciate the time, and we will see you next time.